everyone. So this is the April update for my aged site case study. So we've got 20 articles published in April, just under 40,000 word count in total. So it's now brought the total articles for the site up to 108 articles and just over 200,000 words. I did try and use that word count plugin to get like an exact figure, but for some reason it gave me a really incorrect figure. It was kind of giving me like double, so it was like 450,000 or something like that. So it's definitely not right. So I might need to have a play around with that so I can give some more accurate figures going forwards. But just looking at it, I know the initial content that was added via niche website builders was like 150, and I've added 40k this month, and there was a few others that were done last month. So it's definitely around the 200,000 total word mark. Plan going forward still remains very much the same. So still going to look at adding at least 20 articles a month, just to get it up to around the 200 article mark, and then see really where the site is at that point, and then make a decision on how to go forward. I've still got loads of keywords to target, so I've got quite a few from the initial file that I got from niche website builders, from their like tomb raiding from competitor sites, and I've also built out some other keywords, just doing some research myself. So a few strategies. I've been looking at forums that are in the same niche. So I've just been putting them into Ahrefs and looking at their kind of keywords that they're ranking in the top 10 for. Also gone back into a few competitor sites. So weaker competitors that are in the same space, and just kind of expanding on the keyword list that I've already got. So I'm not going to run out of keyword ideas for the site anytime soon. It's it's a really big niche. So yeah, hopefully we get to that point where we can go far beyond 200 articles, and it does get the traction that I'm hoping that it does. In terms of the site stats, nothing's really changed. So I'm just going to keep a note on the bottom here of some of the key stats. So nothing's really changed on that side. Search console. So the articles still continue to be indexed. Not had any issues, thankfully, on that at all. But I've just been keeping an eye on it just to be safe. Traffic wise, I mean, it's starting to move up a little bit. It's still early days, but I think it's heading in the right direction. Slow and steady upwards is what I want to see. I'd obviously love to see a massive massive jump up, but maybe that will play out over the next few months. Google Analytics, again, not too much to see here. I mean, it is, you can see the slow increase. We've got some really strange spike on this particular day. I think that was just a load of bot traffic, to be honest. But recently it's kind of, around 30 to 50 users a day. So yeah, slowly going up. As long as it keeps on this trend, I would like to see a much kind of sharper increase over the next couple of months, just to give it the next leg up to really push it forwards. Ahrefs data. So what I've done here, I've just kept what we had in the first one. So this is the data for March, and this is the top 20 positions that we had for March, and this is a comparison for April. So organic traffic keywords, organic keywords seems to be sort of times 2 on where we was. Keywords that are in the top 20 positions, again, it's up double the amount. I mean, these figures obviously aren't 100% correct, but I think generally what I want to see is that there's a nice month-on-month increase, particularly with the organic keywords and the top 20 positions, because that sort of tells me that we're heading in the right direction. Profit and loss, or I should probably just call this loss, this file at this point, but this is where we stand at the moment. We did actually make another commission on Amazon. It was only for like a small ticket product, but money is money at the end of the day. So yeah, not too much to see here. I have been kind of updating this as well. I think it's pretty handy to have this here so we can see, we've got the amount of articles here, total spent, and then, hopefully this continues on a nice uptrend month on month. Challenges, thought it'd be good just to list a few. I mean, they're not all really challenges, but just things that I'm sort of looking at the moment. So one of the biggest bottlenecks that I have is article outlines. So for all of the articles that I'm adding at the moment via my own writers, I'm actually doing the full article outlines, and then kind of passing that off to the writer to complete. So I'll completely map out like a template for the article. So I'll look at word count, what it needs to be versus what the competitors are doing. I'll add in all of the subheadings, so the H2s, H3s. I do want to look at outsourcing it. I mean, I'm not doing this full time. This is only a side hustle or side project for me. So a lot of my free time that I have at the moment is being kind of spent doing outlines. So I do want to look at outsourcing this, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. So I've got a couple of ideas. I thought maybe if I make like an over the shoulder kind of video, of me going through the exact process, explaining everything. Maybe I can even do like a couple of outlines in like, I don't know, 10-15 minute video, and then hire somebody and pay them an hourly rate, something like that. So I'm definitely going to look at that, because I think that would really help to outsource that, so I don't have to really get involved in that process. I think I'd have to be a little bit careful doing it, so I don't want to get carried away and then they start coming back wrong. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably look at hiring maybe a couple of people, give them like an over the shoulder video, maybe even type up a written guide as well, and just give them both and get them to do, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3, and then I can run through them and just try and get some feedback going, so that I can get them completely aligned on the process. That would really help at the moment. Finding suitable images for really niche topics. So this has been a problem for a while, and usually for images I just use like deposit photos, which is generally pretty good. I mean, it's quite generic though, so you can find images there for like pretty much everything. But if you're going really specific, like a certain product or a certain model of something, it's probably not going to be on there. So I've got some of those other free to use image sites. Failing that, I usually go like Creative Commons, Flickr, and there's also, I think, Wiki as well. But even with those, it's still sometimes really difficult to find some of these very niche topics. What I've been doing, worst case scenario, is just kind of putting a embedded YouTube video in, just so it's not completely text, without any kind of images or media. So that's what I've been doing at the moment. It's a bit of a workaround. But yeah, if anyone's got any ideas on that, maybe there's some other sources that I'm not looking at, then please let me know. Um, I do need to hire another writer. So at the moment, I've got two writers, and the main writer, he's going to be away a lot of May. I think he's going to be away like half of May. Um, and the second writer I've got, she just can't really do the amount of content that she said she could initially. So realistically, with her, I'm lucky if I can get like 3 articles a month. That's really good. Um, so it's not ideal. I mean, the plus side to her is that her writing is really really good. Like it really doesn't need pretty much any editing. So I do want to keep her going. But I'm going to look at maybe adding at least one more additional writer, and to cover the potential slow output in May, I might even put an order in with niche website builders for like another 30k word count of content. I've got, I think I've got about eight or ten articles that I need to get done quite quickly, and a few of them are like pretty heavy articles. A few of them are like 3 to 4 thousand words, and they got quite a lot of specific images and stuff. So if I can if I can outsource that, that would be pretty handy. Um, the last point, which is quite an important one, I think, is managing my own expectations for the project. So we're obviously getting to a point where nearly sort of approaching $20,000 in. It's obviously quite a lot of money, right? So I'm just I'm just trying to manage really, at what point do I look back on this and go, oh, it's not really working as planned, or I need to change my strategy. But for now, as long as the amount of keywords keeps increasing, traffic continues to increase, I think I'm just going to really stick to the initial plan that I've got. Get to 200 articles, um, see where we are then. Um, if it still takes a bit more time, then I think what I'll probably do is after I get to 200 articles, maybe slow down the publishing a little bit just until I've got more traction, and then look at doing some article updates from the first batch of articles that went on. So I've got quite a good process for updating existing content, and it's been really really effective on some of my other sites. So I will definitely look at doing that, regardless of the state of the site in like 6 months time or so. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So I'll do another update next month, and yeah, thanks very much for following along.